Welcome to Better with Byler's. Today we have an incredible spread of appetizers for you. First, a duo of hummuses, a lemon asparagus hummus and a warm spiced beet hummus. Then a beautiful spin on deviled eggs with a beet juice marinated deviled egg recipe. Let's get cooking. First up, a bright lemon asparagus hummus. We're going to be using the pickled asparagus from Byler's. I love this product. And what's really nice about, I love the pop too. What's really nice about the Byler's products is they're crispy, they're fresh, and even though they're pickled, they just seem like you picked them right out of the garden a day ago because Byler's only uses fresh local ingredients. So they are pickled, which means they have a little bit of vinegar on them. I'm just gonna pat them dry here on a nice, clean, lint-free towel. You could easily use a paper towel if you wanted to. Now you can use half a jar to a full jar, just depending on how asparagus-y you like your hummus. I'm going for the full jar. A quick pat just to get the excess vinegar off, and they'll go right into the food processor. Then we'll add some more traditional hummus ingredients. One 15-ounce can of chickpeas. You wanna save the aquafaba. You can actually use that to make whipped cream or mayonnaise. 1 lemon, we'll use the zest and the juice. Smells so good, so bright. And of course, in the zest of citrus, you're getting a ton of vitamin C. And the juice. 2 tablespoons of tahini. This is going to give the hummus a really nice nutty flavor. It's actually ground sesame seeds. And 2 cloves of garlic, or however many your heart tells you to put in. Put in like 3 or 4. Salt and pepper to taste. I always like to measure my salt. I'm using about half a teaspoon because excess sodium in the diet can contribute to cardiovascular disease, so I always like to be mindful of that. About half a cup of fresh parsley. Parsley actually helps to freshen your breath, so it will kind of offset that garlic. And a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Then we process. That's looking perfect. Let's give it a quick taste. It's tart, it's bright. It is perfect alone, but it could use a friend, so let's make a beet version of this hummus. Let's get started on the warm spiced beet hummus. We're using 2 to 3 pickled beets from Byler's, and they are packed with antioxidants, that bright red color. So when we say eat the rainbow, you're definitely doing it with this hummus. I'm actually adding 1 or 2 more beets. I just can't get enough of these pickled beets. And beets are really fantastic. They're rich in vitamins and minerals, so you can throw them on top of a salad or just eat them as a snack. I mean, honestly, sometimes I just put them on a fork. Just go for it. And now the rest of the ingredients. 1 can of chickpeas, 2 tablespoons of tahini, 1 teaspoon of cumin. This is really going to amplify all those warm spices that Byler's already puts in their pickled beets. 1 lemon, juice and zest. When you're zesting, careful not to get the white pith. That's actually a bit bitter. And the juice. If you're finding that your lemon isn't juicing enough, you can actually pop it in the microwave for about 10 to 15 seconds just to release all those juices. Or when the lemon's whole, just give it a bit of a roll to help to release some of those juices. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, or 4 or 5. Garlic is such a fantastic source of antioxidants. It really helps with our immune system, our cardiovascular health, so throw it in. Salt and pepper to taste. And some salt. Again, I like to measure, about half a teaspoon. And a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. You see how rich that color is? Extra virgin olive oil is when the olives are pressed for the first time. So it's bright, it's rich, it's almost kind of green in color. And of course, olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats that are so tremendously beneficial for our cardiovascular health. And we'll blend it up. Wait till you see the color of this hummus. Oh my gosh, this color. It is spectacular. Look how bright and pink it is from the beets. Time for a quick taste. So sweet, so warm. It's going to go beautifully in that duo of hummuses. Let's get it into a bowl. What a spectacular recipe for spring or summer. I mean, that bright color. And no artificial dyes or anything artificial in the Byler's products, which is really nice. I'm gonna get to cleaning up and licking my spoon, but I'm leaving this pickle juice out because we're gonna use it to make the most beautiful deviled eggs you've ever seen. Let's get started making these beet juice marinated deviled eggs. You're only gonna need 3 ingredients for step 1 of these marinated deviled eggs. Hard-boiled eggs, the pickled beets from Byler's, and 1 onion. I'm using a red onion. We have our cutting board ready on a damp towel to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. no slip and sliding, and we're gonna cut into this onion. The easiest way to cut an onion, down the center, cut off each side. We're gonna keep that core intact. That's gonna hold our onion together as we make some beautiful slices. We'll peel back the skin. This is great for compost, or in my case, I'll be feeding it to my chickens. Then with that core intact, we just run our knife down the onion and we get beautiful half-moon slices. When you get to the end, just toss out the core. You're gonna need something glass with a lid to store these in your refrigerator for up to 3 days. So I'm using this large jar. You could use a mason jar, or you can even use just a leftover food container. First thing that goes in are your hard-boiled eggs. This recipe makes 12 hard-boiled eggs. Then your onion slices, then the entire jar of the pickled beets from Byler's. We're gonna fill this with some filtered water, give it a swirl, and add that to the jar as well. Then half a cup of apple cider vinegar, or enough to cover all of your hard-boiled eggs. Then we're gonna pop the lid on and put that in your refrigerator for up to 3 days. The longer you let it marinate, the more vibrant and pink your hard-boiled eggs will become. I have some that I've already done. I've had these marinating in my refrigerator for about 3 or 4 days, and I wanna show you what they look like. So of course they're bright and they're beautiful and they're pink, but they're also flavorful because they've been marinating in that beet juice and onion. I mean, is that not unbelievable? Perfect for the spring, for the summer, for Easter. I'm gonna cut one open. Check that out. The beet juice actually permeated all the way through. So let's cut up the rest of these and make the most delicious deviled eggs. Now these onions and beets that are left over, you're not gonna throw those out. You're gonna pop those back in your fridge, use them on a sandwich, over a salad, or just as a snack. So now we're turning these pickled hard-boiled eggs into deviled eggs. We're first gonna scoop out the center of the eggs. I like to alternate some of the eggs that have been marinating for a couple days with ones that have only marinated for a couple hours or 1 day. I just think it looks really nice and pretty. Even if you have a broken hard-boiled egg, it's okay. Once you fill them up, no one's gonna know. They're gonna taste delicious. Just go with it. Trust the process. First, 1 to 2 stalks of celery. We're gonna give these a quick dice into our food processor. 1 to 2 green onions or scallions, a rough dice. 2 tablespoons of spicy brown mustard. You could use yellow mustard if you want. 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I'm using avocado mayo. You can use any mayo you have. 1/4 cup of plain yogurt. I'm swapping out half of the mayo for plain yogurt just to get all of those probiotics into my diet. You're not even gonna be able to tell the difference. And about 1 teaspoon of paprika. It's gonna give a nice smoky flavor to the deviled eggs. Cracked black pepper. And salt, I'm using about 1/4 teaspoon. I can always go back and add more if I find I need it. Then we blend. And now my secret ingredient. This is what has all my house guests always asking, what did you put in these deviled eggs? They're delicious. It's pickle juice. I'm using the old-fashioned fire dill pickles from Byler's. You measure this stuff with your heart, but I'm gonna use about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Let's give it a quick taste. Because why would you serve your guests terrible deviled eggs? You wouldn't, right? You gotta taste a little bit, make sure they're good. And they are good. Creamy, that acidic pickle juice really comes through. So I'm gonna cut up a few of these pickles for garnish, then I'll clean up and show you how to finish off these deviled eggs. Let me show you how to pipe these deviled eggs like a pro. You're gonna use 1 drinking glass, and then most of us don't have piping bags at home, but we do have plastic baggies. So you're gonna take the plastic baggie and put the tip down into the drinking glass. Then fold down the top, and you're going to put your filling right inside. Then you're gonna pull your baggie out of your glass, push the filling down to the corner, give it a twist, and you've just made a homemade piping bag. So you're gonna snip the tip and pipe your eggs. And in case these weren't beautiful enough for you, let's add some pickles. And a little scallion. And a sprinkle of paprika. This is gonna cover any imperfection that you have and just take these over the moon. How gorgeous are those deviled eggs? Let me show you how to plate up these deviled eggs and the duo of hummuses on a loaded charcuterie board. course, some veggies. Look at how spectacular and impressive and colorful this charcuterie board looks. Of course, we have that pink, vibrant beet hummus that's warm and spicy, and then its counterpart, that tart, bright lemon asparagus hummus, and then of course, these little pink ruby-like jewels, the beet juice pickled deviled eggs. I mean, I think it's time for a taste. Grab one of these little deviled eggs. Excellent. They really can't be beat. Pun intended. You can find all of these recipes right at bylersrelishhouse.com. And of course, that's where you can order all of your Byler's products to make them at home. Like, comment, and don't forget to share this video. Thanks for watching Better with Byler's.